Angels we have heard on high, sweetly singing o'er the plains, and the mountains in reply, echoing their joyous strains. Gloria in excelsis Deo. Gloria in excelsis Deo.
Good morning. It is a frosty December 16th, and I'm just popping out in my pajamas out to the dock because I wanted to show you. Oh, look at all the Canada geese right there up on the frosty bank there. It is super slippy. Last night I went for a walk. Whoa, I'm just wearing my slippers, and I was saying you have to walk in the middle here because it can get quite slippy. So really slippery. It is another foggy day on the float home. You can barely see across the river, but there are things going upstream because the tide is slowly coming in. And just pop over here, all of the geese are, I don't know how they're doing it, braving that cold water. That seems a little bit too much for my liking. Anyway, the day is slowly starting to come alive, and it is definitely a very frosty morning on the river. On the river this morning, the swans are also having a little swim. They are hanging out at my neighbor's because she diligently feeds them, and the other one is just a little bit closer to the neighbor's house. This morning I've been up since about 5 a.m. and I was surprised to see, it was very dark, that there was a lone duck swimming on the water at 5 a.m. Just seemed a little bit chilly to me. Anyway, looks like it is going to be a mysterious day, and all of the birds are starting to play. Good morning and welcome to day 16 of Vlogmas 2022. My name is Tracy and I am the host of the Knitting on the Float podcast. And I just looked out the window and I saw not one pair of ducks, but two pairs of ducks preparing for spring. So I'm a little bit nervous as to showing you too much duck action because, yeah, could turn into a very different podcast here. Today we are going to go into the closet and we are going to pull out the Christmas things and start getting this house spruced up and looking a little bit more Christmassy. So let's go to the closet, shall we? The one thing about living on a float home is that storage is super important. So anywhere you can find a little bit of space to put things, it's always prime real estate. So in our house we have this closet under the stairs and it has this removable door. So I will move this out of the way. while trying not to disrupt. It's kind of hard to do that while the camera is right here. Anyway, so usually I pop here, but I've got a shoe rack here. Anyway, so we have this closet under the stairs, and we've got a few things in here. So let me turn on the light and we'll take a quick tour. Right here I have luggage. You can see there is a light there, but right now the luggage is blocking it. And then I have some storage bins at the front, and along the back here, these are slats for our bed. We got a new base for our bed, but just in case we ever want to go back to not a base under our bed, I do have the slats and I want to keep those safe. And then just over here, this is the section with the inner workings of our bathroom and our plumbing. So this is where my bathtub is and all of the plumbing work. And then there's also all of the wires that connect our house and make our house go. Anyway, so I'm going to start moving some of this stuff out, and that will be very, very helpful in letting me get the Christmas things out because they're all in here. First off, I am going to start to move out some of the suitcases, and then I can get to the bins which are filled with the Christmas goodies. And there's something that is at the far end that I have been meaning to get to since October, so I am going to get that stuff out so I have no more excuses. So let's get to work, shall we? It's all about making a really big mess before you can get everything all straightened, right? It's always worse before it gets better. Let me show you what it is looking like now. So I have removed a lot of the luggage, and as you can see, the slats are just in here, and these bins here have a lot of the Christmas stuff, and some of these boxes are also Christmas items. Let's take a peek in here, and these are stockings along with Easter baskets. And you know what? While I am here, this guy has been sitting in my closet waiting to go back into the seasonal box. I keep this one here because we do have the seasonal things such as the Easter baskets and also a little bit of Halloween. But let's pull these all out. And when I say Halloween, that's what I mean. Let's pull these out and clear out this space. As I said, it's going to get worse before it gets better. And whoever thought of putting the tripod in front of the entrance, what were they thinking? I guess they're trying to document their day. Here we are. I've taken the bins out. Last year I spent a lot of time bringing the Christmas things down. I still have this box here, has one Christmas tree, and then I have a thin box underneath that has the birch Christmas tree. And as you can see there, I have some lights. So a few more things to bring out, and then we will have this area ready to sort of put some stuff back in, but knowing that in a few more weeks we're going to need to empty it out and put things back again. And just like that, all of the Christmas stuff is out of here, and I only smacked my head on this once. Not bad. Anyway, another major reason that I was wanting to get into the back of this closet, other than to get the Christmas things out, is that all of my paint stuff is here. So I have my painting tray and bucket. I just hit my head on that. And I have all of my painting things in this little container right there. It's dusty in here. As well as I've got a painting tray under there and my drop cloth, and I won't need the pole for what I want to do, but I bought some paint back in October. If you tuned into Vlogtober, you will know I have some paint, I have some plans, and all of my brushes were at the back of the closet. So now I have no excuse not to get that job done. So I'll grab the drop cloth. As I said, I don't think I need the pole. However, that little tray under there, big tray, needs to come out too. I am breaking a little bit of a sweat. While I was in the cupboard under the stairs, I did notice that both of the paint colors that the bathrooms are currently painted, I'm not interested in keeping those colors, so I'm going to make sure these get dropped off to the proper recycling center. There's still quite a bit of paint in both of these, but I want to paint it out my favorite color, which is soft chinchilla, and we are going to get rid of these creamy yellow colors out of all of the bathrooms. So these need to go. On a positive note, the previous owner had left a tin of, I think it's Cloud White, and that's CC 40, and I do need to do some touch up on some trim, and there's a little spot where I want to use this in the bathroom, so thankfully I don't need to go out and buy any trim, so a good thing. Once I've decided which decorations we're going to use, I will put some stuff back in the closet along with the suitcases that I took with me to England, and then things will look at least a little bit more settled and not be as cluttered. But right now, let's get to some of those Christmas decorations. I am feeling really good about finally getting all of the paint stuff that I need out of the closet so that I can get to painting my bathroom. Every day I walk into the bathroom and I think I just need to paint this. So my aim is to get it done before the new year starts. I don't know that I'll get to it during Vlogmas, but I would definitely like to get it done before January 1st. And over here I have stacked up all of the Christmas things, and I've got the 2 small trees, and then I've got the 4 bins. Not everything will be used, but it'll be good to go through and figure out what we need and then put the rest back in the closet. I've also pulled a few of our Christmassy things out here, and we'll see again what we use and what we decide to put away. We usually do put up the Charlie Brown Christmas tree. I've cleared off some surfaces, and we'll figure out what this decoration year is going to look like. My plan is to look in each of the bins and decide what we will use. So we bought these beautiful stars last year, these little sparkly ones, and we had those on the birch tree. We have our snowmen. I'm not sure that we'll put all of them out. And then we have our Spirit of Christmas Santa. So I have a feeling that he will be put out in plain view. Greg and I have had a chat, and we are actually going to try and keep it minimal. We are going to put up the 3 trees. So we have a small potted artificial green tree. We have the birch tree, and then we have the Charlie Brown Christmas tree. I have put Santa and the Grinch out, and while I did pull out some lights, I may keep 2 strands out that I've put on the knitting table, and we might string up a few. We will not put them behind the barbecue. And we may put a couple of our snowmen out this year, but we're not going to do the whole shebang. And I do have this beautiful Hallmark tree. I'm not going to put that one up. So I'm just going to try and keep it simple. And I want to move the cat tree and put one of those trees where the cat tree is. We are opting to only go with 2 of the Hallmark snowmen this year. So Greg, me, Isaac, Nathaniel, and those will be the only ones that we put out. And this is the original first one right here. And then this one was from a few years ago. So that, I'm not sure where the year is on that one, and I've taken the tag off. Anyway, those are going to be the only snowmen. I'm going to see if anybody wants to hang up lights. If not, that bin is going back. Nothing says Christmas more than having a birch tree in your living room. We have moved the cat tree and put the birch tree over here. I'm going to put some birds on it. And I still have to set up the Charlie Brown tree. I'm going to put that here by my swan feather. And we have Santa the Grinch. And I just need to start decorating up a little bit. The other thing I've done is I have put this little angel that I have had for a long time there, and she is under the mistletoe. Greg took the other tree and has put it up by his antique radios up there. So it's starting to look a little bit like Christmas. I am just doing some decorating, and I looked out the window and look at this big boat, but it has a slight problem. The bridge is opening, but there is a tugboat coming through with a very large boom behind it. So I guess this gorgeous ambrosia is going to have to wait a little while. Right now I am just putting up our lovely little Christmas trees on the calendar. So Nathaniel made this one, Isaac made this one, I made this one, and Greg made this one. And yeah, I probably should erase that off of our calendar. I think today, December 16th, right? I have started putting some of the decorations on the birch tree, and I've pulled out the step ladder so that I can put more up, and I have pulled out the box from last year that these went in. I don't think I have ever seen a tugboat all on its own, and Iron Horse is working hard, and he has a really big load. Huge boom. Goes all the way down almost to the bridge, and he sounds like he is struggling. Look at that, the bottom of the back of the boat is down super low because he is definitely working hard to pull these logs up the river, only to have all these logs coming down toward him. It's not a strong current, but it is enough. But Iron Horse there, pulling all these logs, I can relate. I think I'm the only one doing the Christmas decorating. Greg's helping a little bit. Nathaniel's at school, he has an excuse. But we are doing a minimalist Christmas decoration this year. I have put all the things back in the closet for now, and carefully I'm going to bring the door back in. And Christmas decorations are out there or in there, not in my way. And there may be a couple of Christmas gifts hiding until Christmas Eve. So we'll do the last little bits of Christmas decorations, and that will be a day. There is still a little bit left to be done, but the buffet is looking Christmassy, and there's a mistletoe. I pointed out earlier that there is a tree at the, it's not really a landing, a little bit above the landing there with Greg's antique radios. And then over this way, the Charlie Brown tree has been set up. I do need to straighten these lights out a little bit. And I have just a few more decorations to put on this tree here. And I've got my step stool out, ready to do that. The remaining decorations are little birds you may recognize if you've tuned in during Vlogmas this month. I have my beautiful swan from Liberty, and if I can remember how to open this, let's do a quick share of my beautiful Liberty swan. And another thing that my mother bought for me when we were in Windsor was this beautiful robin and a little pointy nose. So I've just got to take the price tags off of those and then put them onto the tree along with the other birds that I have. And I had bought a couple of birds in the summertime. I had popped them up on the top of the china cabinet, but I have now put them in the box with the other birds that will go on our tree. I have popped off the tags, and now my beautiful swan and this beautiful robin are ready to go on the tree. But I also have this lovely robin that my mom bought me from Tesco. So 2 robins and a swan in a birch tree. I decided that I wanted to go for the birds and a little bit of sparkle, and even though I have lots of Christmas decorations, I thought it would be nice to just keep it simple. So where Greg was calling it the Christmas decoration austerity program, we're just going to try and keep it a little bit simple. Many of these birds and sparkly things we got last year, so these, the little nest there with the eggs, those were purchased last year. And I have added, I believe, these 2 to my collection this summer when we were in the US. We went to Cracker Barrel, and this one still has the price tag on it, so I should probably pop that off. And I just love these little wooden birds. And then a little owl. Lovely little fluffies. Last year, my mother bought me some of these lovely little birds. And when I was young, she used to call me my little chickadee. And so I have 3 of these little chickadees, and I would put them around. And then I had a little penguin and a little owl. And this is going to be a fully birded tree. So this year, bells, birds, and sparkly things. I can't wait to give you an up-close look. I have these sparkly hummingbirds that right now are, there we go. And then I have these lovely little woodsy creatures. So a bit of a porcupine here and a woodsy owl. And I have a blue jay and a flamingo because flamingos are Christmassy. I don't know why, but they just are. And we also hid the pickle in the tree upstairs because hiding a green pickle on this one is a little bit obvious. And then I have my lovely parrot that was given to me in my special Advent kit from Chris, Sam, and Nikki last year. So that's going to go on the tree. And then I have a lovely sparkly cardinal because I always love a cardinal. Every time a bell rings, an angel gets wings, even if it means the bell dropped off the tree, right? And then I have this little wooden cardinal. And then there are 5 more things to put on the tree, and I will share those in a moment. The last ornaments I have to put on the tree are these lovely little Santas. And this one looks right. They're supposed to put a Hershey's Kiss inside. This one's just a regular Santa. And then the other ones are just regular hanging Santas. And I believe my grandmother made these, so they will be a very special addition to the tree. There we are. The Christmas tree is all adorned. A little bit more Christmas spirit happening in this house. And I think it looks pretty beautiful. One thing left to do. And that is to figure out how to turn on the light. I don't know how to turn the light on.
Which light?
On the Christmas tree.
Is that hard? Is there a switch or something? Or?
I don't know. There doesn't seem to be a switch. It just seems to be, I wonder if it, I just plugged it in thinking there was like a, can you
Maybe you just have to plug it in.
Please? I did, I had it plugged in. So I don't know, maybe it got damaged. Or maybe I don't have it hooked up correctly.
Have you tried plugging in
But I
two
don't think
different
that's...
plugs?
Hmm?
The bottom plug
Maybe
might-
that's, you know what, that's what it is. You are so smart. One thing you may or may not know is that Greg's favorite movie is
Christmas Vacation.
Christmas Vacation. Unfortunately, this one doesn't work. And right now, I am being Clark Griswold, and you get to play the role of Beverly D'Angelo, who is, what is Clark's wife's name? I want to say June, but that's like, leave it to Beaver. Anyway, Greg is going to play the role of Beverly D'Angelo, and I'm going to play the role of Chevy Chase for a moment. Okay, so I have gone over here many, many times, and I have plugged my Christmas tree in, and it's not lighting. Greg is going to do what Beverly D'Angelo does in the movie, which is
Plug it in.
go to the light switch. Because this is one of those houses. That one, the other one, yep. Yep, press on. And it is a very, very Merry Christmas, and we now have light. And that was what I couldn't figure out why it wasn't lighting, because the light switch was off. What is her name?
I don't know. You should have to look.
Everybody knows Clark Griswold. What's her Griswold? What's her Griswold name?
It's not Margot. I know that.
No, it's not Margot. Thank you so much for joining us on Vlogmas Day 16. It is so nice to have the tree decorated. What do you think, Greg?
It's quite good.
It's quite good. And thank you for helping me figure out how to make the lights work. And no, you're not Todd. It's not Margot, it's Ellen. Anyway, we are wishing you a wonderful evening on day 16, and we will see you tomorrow for the 17th of December. Bye.
Bye.
In excelsis Deo, Gloria, in excelsis Deo.
You may know that Greg's favorite movie is...
I'm sorry, I forgot.
Okay. You forgot your favorite Christmas
No, but I
movie?
can't. Yeah, I just can't remember off the top of my head what it's called.
It's right there. It's written right there.
A Christmas vacation.
Yeah,
Christmas
okay.
vacation. Sorry.
Okay.
When you put me on a camera.
I know. I don't ever tell you what I'm going to say to you. One thing you may or may not know is Craig. I can't even say your name properly.